Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Content Show. If you're doing well, guys are having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it. Then we're doing a special video. We're doing there's a disclaimer before we do the video. There's gonna be time I misspoke, I mistalk. I'm gonna do it a lot. The reason for that is because we just went to the dentist, and because we went to the dentist, my mouth is a bit fucked. Sorry, I'm also playing the tower. It's a tournament today. I have till 8 o'clock and it's 7:30. We went to the dentist today, and I got one of my teeth fixed. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm still a bit numb. They numbed me for the operation, not the operation, but you know, to do the dentist, right? And the reality is, it's kind of fucked. However, this is not what we're gonna be talking about, and actually, it wasn't planned at all. But it kind of falls really well, the pain in the tooth, with our Funko Pop. A lot of people, they ask me, what's my Funko Pop? I probably gotta say Tyler Durden. My rarest Funko Pop, my most expensive Funko Pop, without a doubt, number 919, the narrator, which is the main character of Fight Club. Oh, that teeth, bro, it fucking kills me. So, I had anesthetic, right? And, now it's slowly wearing off. The pain is increasing, right? I'm not complaining, but still. So we have the narrator. What I love about this Funko is a couple of things, right? So the first thing we're gonna have is the way it looks. The way it looks is super important. It's number 3 in the state of importance. We have the Fight Club 10 rules, which is similar for. It's also similar for. We have the Tyler Durden, right? We have Tyler Durden. Now, the one I'm curious about, because the Fight Club, if you look at the characters, there's possibly 3 characters or 4 characters that are actually important. Angel Face, played by Jared Leto, a very young Jared Leto. A Marla, I don't remember her name. She has one of her more complicated name. She played Bellatrix in Harry Potter. She was married to Johnny Depp. Very famous actress. She has a more complicated name. There's Edward Norton that plays the narrator, and we have Brad Pitt who plays Tyler Durden. Sorry, the pain. Can't even focus. I don't know how I'm gonna make this video. That's why I'm still in a rush. I'm not in a rush, but still. So yeah. So the fact that we have 2 of those. The 2 that are confirmed, which is narrators and Tyler Durden, right? The duality of the main character, because Tyler Durden, spoiler alert, is a representation of the psyche of the main character. So the main character feeling himself weak, he creates Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden is supposed to represent manliness, supposed to represent strength, supposed to represent the will, supposed to represent the fuck the system, right? And the narrator is that. The narrator is a victim of the system. He's not manly. He doesn't know how to stand up for himself. And he's a victim of the system, right? So, that being said, the narrator is a bit more of a complicated character. See, in my opinion, we did Tyler Durden. I think it was 2-3 weeks ago. In my opinion, Tyler Durden is more about. How can I put this? Because they're 2 very different characters, right? I would put Tyler Durden as more of the person that moves the story along. So there's a Project Mayhem. I'm saying Project Mayhem because we got it here. Project Mayhem. See, Tyler Durden is the one that, when you look at it, right? Technically, there'll be a bunch of spoiler. Tyler Durden is the one that meets Edward Norton. He's the one that blew up the apartment. He's the one that wants to create the Fight Club. He's the one that initiated the first fight that create the Fight Club. He invited the narrator to live at his house, right? He makes bombs, and then his plan is Project Mayhem, which is a plan for Tyler to go against the main characters. And even at the very end, when the building collapse or explode, you decide how you want to call it. Who's responsible? Who put the C4? Tyler. Right? So the element, right, are Tyler, but the storyline, the narrative, the way that the narrator is the soul. See, Fight Club is all about. Let's put it that way. I like it that way. Fight Club is all about 2 things: becoming stronger and the will to do it, to do whatever it takes. Right? Becoming stronger is Tyler. the will to do whatever it takes is narrator. The fact that we have narrator as a very name is the single most important part of the story. We never knew his name. You want to know why we never knew his name? Because it never fucking mattered. The story was never about the narrator. The story was about Fight Club. It was about Tyler Durden. It was about how much... See, the beauty... And they say it in the movie, right? I'm not making this up. The beauty of the narrator is like, hey, I want to be molded by Tyler. Right? But Tyler is a product of our imagination. So I want to be molded by my own imagination. Becoming what I only dreamed I could be. And that's why the narrator is perfect. He's a piece of clay waiting to be sculpted. The other thing that's really, really important in this is we got 3 very important things. So the first, no, you know what? Let's do it 4. We have the fake name, which is Rupert. Why? Because it doesn't feel confident enough, doesn't feel comfortable enough. There's a reason why he doesn't say his real name. Doesn't matter the reason, it just matters that he's ashamed of saying his real name. First of all. Second of all, the coffee does what? The coffee does like the eyes. It proves he's tired. He's really tired. Which, if you know the story or the narrative of Fight Club, you know how important it is the rest of the story, right? I'm not making it up. Don't worry. By the way, even after you hear me say this, please watch the movie. It's phenomenal. One of my favorite movies ever. And the last part, which is really important, is this little penguin guy. Why is the penguin so important? I wonder. Because he's cute? Yeah, most likely. But see, the movie starts. I know the movie by heart because I watch it so often. The movie starts with the narrator being depressed, not being able to sleep. Not able to sleep because he's so depressed. So he goes to meeting, right? And one of those meetings, right? And again, we don't know the experience of other people. We only know the experience of the narrator. We have somebody that said, hey, transport yourself to this place, right? Narrator transport himself to a ice that slides and the penguin, right? And the penguin, to me, that's my perception, right? Represents him having hallucination. Tyler Durden is an hallucination, right? But that's it. That's a couple. You watch the movie the first time, you're like, okay, cool. Watch the second movie you watch the movie the second time, like, there's a penguin, right? I wonder what it means. You watch the movie 12th time and then you realize that Tyler is that penguin. Now I know what you're saying. Hey, that's crazy. Well, not really. So the narrator, spoiler alert, Tyler Durden are the same person. I said that before. Tyler Durden activates itself when the narrator doesn't sleep. He has a mental sleep because he got insomnia. So the narrator falls asleep, or he's having hallucination that's so powerful that he doesn't feel like he's himself, right? Or even the fact that he convinced himself that he's sleeping when he's not, right? So because when he's sleeping, Tyler Durden acts, it's almost as if we were sliding on ice. Now, why is the penguin Tyler Durden? Pretty simple. There's only 2 people, narrator and Tyler. Right? The penguin, even if he doesn't have a name, we can call him Penguin. In a story that is not first person, in a story where a narrator, which is an alpha narrator is a narrator that can tell the story from an outside perspective, right? The narrator is the main character, right? So why am I talking about a character that is outside of the view? Well, simply because most of the time the narrator isn't fully conscious, and that's the shift between narrator at the first person and narrator at the third person. Understand that? So let's go in with why the narrator is precisely one of my favorite characters in the entire, as a main character. It is beautiful. I'll do a little comparison. One of my favorite movie ever made was James McAvoy Rise to Fame. A little movie called Wanted. You may have seen, Morgan Freeman. You may have seen people like Angelina Jolie. She played in that, right? And that movie is about a loser, fucking loser. There's nobody that you can hate more than Jim McAvoy in this movie. His best friend is fucking his girl, right? Which Tyler also does. Tyler fucks Marla. Coincidence? Maybe. The main character of Jim McAvoy have a annoying boss and he quits his job. Now, weirdly enough, Fight Club narrator also quit his job, right? Right. There's also the fact that Jay McAvoy becomes this part of a secret organization called the Assassin of Fate. They look at the threads. It's complicated. They look at the thread give them name. They have to kill that name to bring balance. Now, that's where there's a little difference. Narrator is also part of this secret club. It's like Fight Club, right? You don't talk about the Fight Club. However, there's a difference. Narrator is in charge of it. I mean, Tyler's in charge of it. See, the beauty of it. A lot of people, Fight Club changed my fucking life. The beauty of Fight Club in itself. A lot of people are seeing the relationship, and I have to admit, even myself, seeing the relationship between the main character, narrator, Tyler Durden, as homosexual. Because the main character is always about saying, oh, Tyler is so cool, Tyler is so beautiful, Tyler is so handsome. How can Tyler be so amazing? And when you realize that Tyler is him, you realize the main character is slowly falling in love with himself. That, my friends, is the goal of Fight Club. The goal of Fight Club is to take man. It's a movie from the 80s and 90s. To take man, right? And make them fight, make them stronger. Understand the importance of brotherhood. Importance of solidarity. To stop living for a 9 to 5. To stop living for your day-to-day basic. And realize that you're part of a bigger thing, of something bigger, right? In this case, it's a Fight Club. And Wanted is the case of the Killers of Fate. Now let's come back to Fight Club, right? So the narrator, in this case, is on a journey to improve himself, right? And if you read the book, it is beautiful. My whole speech the last couple of weeks has been balance. The good, the evil, the good, the evil, right? Balance. Always been thinking that there's always going to be evil, it's always going to be good. Important is to balance it. So the main character starts here. I don't like myself, I don't love myself, I don't care about myself, right? And you got Tyler Durden. It's right here. Everything I want it to be, right? Slowly the main character becomes more like Tyler Durden, right? Then you realize that Tyler Durden is the bad guy. So instead of going up, he's going down. Instead of becoming somebody that's important, he's becoming somebody that's not important, or somebody that wants to harm other people. The beauty of Fight Club, a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, the beauty of such a beautiful movie. The beauty of Fight Club, a lot of people are going to say it's a Fight Club, the brotherhood, right? The beauty of Fight Club is how strong the character becomes. The beauty of Fight Club is not that. The beauty of Fight Club, right, is the narrator was able to speak at the top of the sphere, at the top of a club that is extremely powerful. At the top, he was able to change the world in his favor. And said, no, I have to stop him. Stopping him meant stopping himself. Now, getting power, right? Pretty easy. Have your own company, become famous on social media. Pretty easy. Show your tits, have some followers that will pay for said tits. No money, no tits. That's power, right? Now, the true meaning of power is very simple. The true meaning of power is having it but not using it, right? Knowing that you can make the world turn in your favor but not using it. Why? For balance, right? So in this picture we have the penguin and Edward. They are in balance. The narrator, another part that is phenomenal, is you can see him grow. And just like in Wanted, at the first you hate him. He doesn't like his job, right? He's constantly moving. You have his furniture. We spend one of my, and I'm gonna keep on going from other scene, from other movie, because Fight Club was a movie that changed my life, my perception actually. So when I see other movie, I go to Fight Club. There's a scene in one of my favorite movie, which is American Psycho. Maybe you heard of it, right? It's like it's the most memeable shit ever. In Fight Club and American Psycho, right? There's a scene where Patrick Bateman spent 10 minutes, right, telling us about his skincare routine. At first, you don't give a shit, right? You don't give a fucking shit about that. But then you realize that it is an increment of him being narcissistic, right? And the narrator is the exact same thing. He spent 10 minutes showing us the furniture in his house. And he mentioned something about the cash, right? And then you see him having there's the perfect furniture in the house. And he's still looking. Oh, that would go really well. And we see the price, right? That is, my friends, that is not narcissistic tendency. That is a slave of wage, a slave of the system, constantly working to better yourself. You already have perfectly fine furniture. It doesn't work. You see, the narrator, when he moves in with Tyler, he moves in with an abandoned building, right? And this abandoned building, what does he find? A flooded basement, barely working furniture. But it works. The narrator is the embodiment of what you can become. The narrator is also an embodiment of what you shouldn't become. The narrator is, once again, and we'll finish on this, a piece of clay. You want to know something crazy, right? The narrator is a piece of paper. I can write on it, right? I can write and write and write and write. And I decide what to write. I want to write something positive, I write something positive. If I don't write something negative, that's what I'll do. But at very core, it's a piece of paper, untouched. A virgin piece of paper. The reason why I love this movie is because Tyler, on a piece of paper, is supposed to be salvation. It's supposed to be the greatest book you ever saw. The greatest text ever written. But it's a very corruption. Yeah. Would you take a piece of paper? Would you take a full page of paper to write one word? No, huh? Why? Because there's beauty in the piece of paper. There's the beauty in the possibility and the capacity of a piece of paper. The Fight Club was never meant to be more than just people fighting. It's a beautiful thing. Narrator, ladies and gentlemen. Funko Pop. Wow. 150. Yeah.